Many people go through life not thinking that they're the kind of person who's easily swayed, and at the same time just following the path of least resistance and becoming versions of themselves that they don't like, or living lives that they don't feel aligned with. They can start to feel trapped, fearful, downcast, depressed. And so not only at this point are you allowing yourself to be swayed and flowing through life, letting other people make decisions for you, but you're also just kind of waiting, feeling stuck, getting trapped in doom scrolls, staying in unsatisfying relationships, being jealous of other people, and maybe knowing what you want and just never taking that step towards it. But I want to be clear, this is not a video about being delusional, about having $1 million in a perfect relationship and never having to worry about anything ever. Like, there's always going to be difficulties, but this is a video about meeting yourself exactly where you're at and knowing yourself more deeply, moving towards what you want and what you desire, moving towards what brings you pleasure in life. And this all starts with value identification. Value identification is like a compass directing your life, showing the energy of possibility, where you'd like to go, who you'd like to be surrounded with, and what you'd like to see materially reflected back to you. If you've never done this practice before, you'll learn in starting to do it why your life feels like it does now. And so this is a great practice to do at any time, and great to revisit as well. It's one I try to revisit at least yearly, because your values will grow and change as you get more life experience, as you start to see things changing around you, as you interact with new people, new ideas, and your scope of possibility really opens up and you start to learn more about yourself. When you experience how this practice works, you'll be inspired to go deeper and to dream bigger. This is one of the key exercises that I use with clients when developing self-trust, intuition, and discernment. I work with a lot of people who've been rejected for being themselves, who've been indoctrined into beliefs and faiths that they didn't choose for themselves, and with people who are looking to develop a spiritual practice or a sense of spiritual wholeness within themselves, but can't seem to trust what's coming through, what they're sensing or feeling or experiencing. And value identification can be a scary practice for some people, especially ones who have people-pleasing tendencies, low self-esteem, codependency, or who have never been allowed to lean into self-trust or identify that they're allowed to want something. It's scary because it's a practice of trusting yourself, identifying what you believe and what you want, and knowing that you can have what you want, you can create what you want. And it's a practice of deepening your life meaning, your relationships, your work, your flow, and your pleasure. It is standards for yourself, what your house is built on. And it's not always easy to stick to what you value, and it may require you to do some hard work. When we identify and begin to stand for what we value, it might ruffle some feathers. It might be a change in you that other people haven't seen, and it might require you to have some difficult conversations with yourself or with others. Often ones where you are standing up for yourself and what you believe in, which is incredibly vulnerable. It's a balance of completely standing for something while still being a little bit open to what you might learn in the process, what you can develop and change, or what you might want to see changed in the world being reflected back to you. And to be real, we do actually live in a pretty shallow world where most people probably can't identify their values very clearly or stand for what they really believe in. A lot of people feel very scared. I feel that this is because of convenience culture, internet propaganda, fear of cancellation or community rejection, and in generally just being worn down by capitalism, like not having time and space or not creating time and space to think about these things. And to be honest, those are very real and valid reasons. I definitely understand why people let systems decide for them or go with the loudest voice in the room saying, I know what's best for you. I don't necessarily respect it, but I do understand where it comes from and why now is an incredibly hard time to decide what you value and to choose to believe in yourself. So let's come to the question, can you identify your values? What are values? What can they look like? Some I could list could be supportive community, good health, safety, integrity, comfort, empathy, thoughtfulness, loyalty. You could internet search for values and find lists of hundreds of words, and some of them might sound good to you. Starting with a list can be a nice place to get the energy rolling, but we're going to be doing a much deeper practice than this. I'm going to give you a practice for identifying your values and also how to support and sustain them as you're moving through the world. And we're going to go deeper than a simple I value ease. We're going to take that one step further into something specific, like I value sharing my ideas openly and being heard and received in my community, and I'm also open to resistance, and especially when it takes me deeper within myself, and I am grateful to the journey that seeking ease takes me on. So we're challenging values that are just about like the easiest route or just like the most comfortable thing. While ease and comfort can be great values, we're also challenging ourselves a bit. We want to follow direction within ourselves that comes from an authentic place, from a place of true desire, excitement that lights us up, and from a place that we know we can truly expand and want to. Because what we're not doing is complacency. Identifying these values will help you in every decision you make and help you create a life that resonates with you authentically. So let's begin our practice. If you'd like to follow along for this practice, you can become a member on my Patreon, linked below.